4-7 secured for Team 123. Tom, I just want to quickly check that we are actually live, because according to the thing, we're still hosting Starladder 8.
It shouldn't be. That's all I want to say. It shouldn't be. I don't know if I can log in and...
Yeah, you might need to actually unhost. I mean, it says that we're offline still.
There we go, just did it. Did it automatically. It took them a while. love that hosted. Love that hosted. It just blocked us for the last 2 minutes, but okay. Luckily, it came back up. As again, apologies, guys. Tech stuff happens. S happens. I think you could all, or sugar honey iced tea. That's my favorite way of saying that.
You're so British.
Don't lie. That's beautiful.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But there were some technical issues. Just a tiny sound problem turned into an SSD burning, mind melting array of problems that ruined both of our days. But now we're back. Speaking of back, the comeback that Team 123 have had whilst we've been away has been honestly insane. They were able to pick up 7 rounds, during which Tengri only able to get 1. So 4-7 right now is the scoreline. It's going to be a force buy coming out from Tengri. Fitch able to find 1, making that P250 work, but the trade comes through swiftly from Cyclone. They're executing out towards A, and it's working out for them as Cyclone finds himself a second. But Changno coming in fine. He's going in fast and aggressive. Does pick up that first frag now. Can try to flash himself out. Does miss its mark, but he gets the frag anyway. Putting it into a 1-on-2. And this is a doable clutch scenario. They do know where he is. They've got an 8 on Acorn. If that goes flying in, into a pop top. Never mind, just the AK is going to be able to do it on their own. 4-8 secure now for Team 123. Thank you all for bearing with us, by the way. Hope you enjoyed our quality Dota 2 content that we couldn't unhost for some reason.
That was weird, because like I literally had no control over it.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully you all enjoyed that. If you did, you know, it's live right now on Starladder 8. Be sure to go check it out. I mean, I didn't. I personally much preferred Counter-Strike. But if you did, you know, there's always the possibility Starladder provide content across all planes of games.
Forgot his gun. He's forgotten his gun, Harry. Look, he's got... Let's just have a Resix cam. A little bit of embarrassment for him early in this round as he has to go back and get himself his AK. But it's been retrieved. Everything's all good now. And we are going to have, well, a decent buy on both sides. It seems like it's been a little while after the one and done problems that Tengri have had. Team 123 already with 8 rounds on the board at the moment. And, oh, we're going to see. I like this. Jumping across just to avoid any AWP over towards Ivy. Now, there isn't actually anyone there, so it makes very little difference. Obviously, we have Mr. Sonic just waiting close by, but it's a nice little strat just to get you past that AWP without actually being spotted, and then you can peek out from an angle they won't expect. Either way, we are going to have a push onto the B side. Now, this is quite surprising. Sandon actually taking this one all on his own, and he's still going to manage to win the duel. Now, he spotted out the second player as well. Won't be able to cross over to the site, but the rest of his team had absolutely nothing to do with that push whatsoever. They're going to go back towards this A side. It seems, though, that maybe the CT side are prepared for this. And look at the rotation already, and it doesn't matter, though, as Mertz, he gets 2 kills. Nice headshot. Even had to hit Ramzik twice to finish him off. And now the remaining 2 players isolated, and it's all the Mertz show at the moment. He's got himself 3 kills, and now make it a 4.
Mertz is just the destroyer of men. For those of you who don't know, part machine, part Hertz. 300 Hertz Mertz, the resident AWPer of Team 123, is insane with the AWP in hand. And he had a bit of a quiet game last on Cobble. Didn't really turn up in the way that we did expect after their extremely good start on Overpass from him. Now he looks to be back in fighting form here on Train. A 4-9 scoreline secured on the least favored side as well. The decider definitely shaping up, at least thus far, to look a little bit one-sided in favor of Team 123, but there's still plenty of time for Tengri to forge a comeback here on Train. Statistically, one that does lean the way of Team 123 a little bit more. Tengri not really having the best success on it, but let's see. SNK going to be able to find one. They continue the aggression into A main. Mertz is there with the AWP. They should be able to shut him down with the guns that they've been able to scavenge, and that's going to be SNK to trade that out. The man advantage now going to be going the way of Tengri. They've got an AWP, they've got an AK. Bodgan's Law, though, not in effect. Ramzik opting to keep it. If that was true, SNK should be having the AWP right now. Going to go die with that freely somewhere else. But instead, they do keep it on their resident AWPer. Ramzik, Sonic able to find Rezex as well. And what was shaping up to look like a very easy round for Team 123 suddenly been flipped on its head as these pistols doing work for Tengri. They find another rifle to pick up. leaving it on Cyclone and Sand and 2v4, and just an armada of weapons being employed by Tengri. They've been able to scavenge off of these corpses of the Danes. Now looking like they want to execute out onto the A site.
We are going to have the 2 remaining players waiting, I suppose, for further aggression. They've got plenty of money over on this T side, so there isn't too much point saving. The only real problem will be that they're going to give an extra weapon over to one of the remaining. They're going to try and fake this one out. There's actually only one player here, although rotation from Ramzik with that AWP will give a much better chance of actually holding down this round. He's going to make the spot. Doesn't quite actually connect the shot, but it's okay because Pachanga's there with the CZ and may even finish off the second player as well. Of course he will, and at least gets them a 5th round on the board.
Yeah, the money though for Team123 is going to be plentiful. They will be able to buy them down once more. Plenty of money in the bank as well. Not that they need it heading into the last round of the half. It's just going to be spare money for them to retire on, put into a bank account somewhere, and yeah, at least then they have a fallback fund for if Team123 ever disbands. Who knows? But here we go. We can see Team123 exerting some pressure over here towards B early on, and Pachang is looking to go aggressive. Falls on back at the sound of those footsteps stampeding towards him. In towards the B side. He's playing it solo though, and Sonic looking to go aggressive down Ivy. Now, no one's here to watch this angle. And when that smoke fades, if he does peek out, then he might be able to find something. Mert's now actually rotating around, taking a peek down towards Ivy, and that would actually be a very bad idea to see Sonic peek out of there now. So hopefully he does opt to play it passive. Ramzik there to back him up as well. Right now, Team123 just taking things very slowly. The last round, they were kind of caught off guard by the pistols. They did give in to a force buy on behalf of Tengri. This time, not looking to make the same mistake. They have slowed it down a lot. Smokes and flashes heading out in towards this A site. Looking like they might be going for a bit of an execute bomb for the time being. Still on the back of Cyclone, making its way up towards B. Looks to rejoin the rest of their comrades, and a 4th rotating around now. It doesn't look like it's going to be a fake. Pushing in towards this B site. Pachang and SNK here to hold this down. And actually, instead, they double fake it. Now making... No, I don't know what they're doing. They're just... They don't even know, they know what they're doing. They're just going back and forth between A and B. They've expanded all their utility already, and they're just going to have to rely on raw fragging power. Shannon does find one, but the trade frag should come through. Rezek's going to fall, putting it back into a 4-on-4. Pachang to hold down the site. Now he's in a great position to do this. He's going to drop one. That's going to be bombed down. They know where he is. But no one's in a position to deal with him just yet. Finally, the trade comes through from Acor. Ramzik does fall as well at the hand of Mertz. It's a 2-on-3 for the retake. Bomb's going to go down. Both players coming in from connector.
Ooh, actually missing the shots, but Acor will finish off both with his close range angle. That's going to be a 10-5 half. Very good showing from Team123. And now they go on to, well, arguably the favoured side of the map in most cases. And they have got themselves a hefty lead. Pistol definitely going to be crucial for Tengri going forward in this one. And looking forward to seeing if they can actually pull this one all the way back. Of course, it is a crucial game in Group B.
Yeah, I mean, this is so important for their side. Well, for either of them. I mean, like you say, this is the deciding game. But, you know, to make it up to you guys, a quick hello to everyone in chat, me and Tom during the half-times. Do you like to say hello? So, Waldor Sock Batty, hello, how you doing, buddy? Albitzel 2. Selin 1, this is Mars, Lalabali, HD920605, Lenari, Nixagodzen, a bunch of other names, Source, ID, Quals, and a bunch of other people. Tom's been nice and brought up the group screen so we can take a little look at that as well. And I mean, like you say, this is a very important game for these guys because it does ultimately decide who makes it out of the groups. So there's a lot on their shoulders heading into this second half. Team123 find themselves starting the more favored side with a 5-round advantage. And if they pick up the pistol, they're going to be in a very good standing to arrive at match point sooner rather than later. Of course, if they concede, Tengri can pick up 8 rounds potentially to take it to an 8-10 scoreline. At that point, they're very, very hot on the heels of Team123. So this pistol round has a lot waiting on it.
We are going to see them edging their way over towards this B site. Going to be Pachanga leaving the way. Now, there's a couple of players here, and this is almost identical to the pistol we saw in the previous round, actually shown, or the previous half, I suppose. It was quite a while ago, although it feels like just seconds ago. And there we go, SNK will be there to entry. They've got their first kill over on this B site. But look at the CTs. They're actually going to take the range. They're going to try and benefit themselves in positions where these USPs are more helpful, I suppose. And Well, SNK's picked one up too. He's going to take down Rezik's. Nice start already. They've got themselves 2 kills. Smoke will be thrown down. Sonic has himself a Molotov as well for late round positions, but it doesn't matter. SNK's doing everything on his own. 4 kills from him, and there's only 1 man left. And SNK, he's hungry for blood.
Yeah, Acor finds himself 1v5. SNK's on 4 and he really wants the ace. He's hungry for it, but Ramzik says no. This is his game, and no one does better than God Ramzik. SNK gets denied the ace, but he does pick up the pistol round for his team, 6-10 right now. And this should allow them to field an 8-10 scoreline, providing they don't lose to Team123 here on the force buy. We'll be seeing a deagle in play on Rezek, so interestingly enough, goes for the UMP with no armor, but he does have a nade to play around with. Interesting buy. Not sure if I'm a huge fan, but at least they can try and juggle it back and forth. Exactly right. Create yourself a raid boss. Take the deagle off of someone like Cyclone or Sandin. Give them... Oh no, just Sandin, sorry. But still, Fitch able to find one on him. Mertz able to get one before he does go down. They're turning it to a 4-on-4. And right now, Tengri, they've kind of grinded to a halt. They lose Ramzik early on. The denier of the ace. SNK's quietly celebrating. But, yeah, I mean, they've lost a player early on. SNK's been tagged down low as well. Already, it's a very bad start. SNK's going to fall. Now it's a 3-on-3. Sonic able to refrag that back out. Fitch, meanwhile, tapping heads with his... Oh, but in saying that, Acor taps ahead of his own. Going to put it back into a 3-on-3. And this anti-eco has done insane damage from Team123. The buy that really didn't look that strong. And they only had 2 players with armor coming into it. And that just random UMP. Bomb very slowly making its way over towards A, but the looks of things, Sonic's already out by Electric Box, and they've gone very passive, just allowed them to take it, but the push from Acor isn't going to be expected and could catch these players off guard, especially considering how slowly this bomb is making its way into the site.
Seconds left on the clock. The flank, as you mentioned, is coming in, but I think they may have got a misread here. They're going to hear the smokes go over onto that A site, and the remaining 2 players are nowhere near the action. They don't have a kit. There may be some weaponry for them to find along the way, especially where Acor is at the moment. That's actually going to be an AK into his hands, and while that could be vital for them actually trying to take this round over the line, both players currently pushing into the connector, however. Bomb doesn't really seem pushable. Actually, one of them's in upper. I tell a lie, but we will see a nice little crossfire coming out from them. The T's should be able to take this round. There isn't a kit. That's going to be the big thing. And already it should be Sonic to finish this one off. Only 1 man left in the ball for Sandin. And Pachanga will do the damage. So at least keeping this round alive. Not making too many mistakes. But they do still lose 3 players.
Yeah, that's going to be a hefty rebuy, but they do get the bomb planet on. Oh, look at this. Mac Daddy's coming out for the side of Tengri. 3 Mac 10s in play. They're looking to make some sweet, sweet money at Team123's expense. No armors, just a bunch of P250s across the board. But I mean, the Mac 10s, they're just going to be roaring out onto the A site. Look at them go. The 3 amigos making their way on downtown, trying to farm up some cash. And while it's already working, Ramzik and SNK, they're going to be going huge. They find themselves all the entries they need. That's $1,200 on both of these players now as a result of those 2 Mac 10 frags, leaving it all on Acor. 1v4. He's trying to come in once again on this flank. Might be able to find one here onto the low and solo Ramzik, who's only 4 HP. A singular bullet in any area on his body is going to be enough to kill him. But even then, it only gets you a Mac 10. SNK looking to try and force the issue. Nope. That was a bit close, SNK.
He's jumping with the Mac 10. He could have easily... Look, he's almost tempting fate with this, but not going to happen. Won't kill his teammate. The only thing about having 3 Mac 10s is that there's... I feel like if you force all of them up, the value of it kind of diminishes. SNK still has his at the moment. See if he actually opts to keep it in play. If he keeps it in play, then I can be behind it a little bit. Are they actually going to go with 2? Okay, just the 1. Fitch will have the Mac 10. The rest of the players will have their rifles. And actually, there is no head armor on the other side. So they've invested in nades. They may not be ready for this Mac 10 magic.
Yeah, I mean, the Mac 10 is still going to be a huge threat, but this is really where Team123 need to try and erect this barrier if they can and shut down the rapidly gaining momentum Tengri. Now, Fitch has already made his way out. There's the Mac 10 coming into play, and he's going to fall. Acor goes down. The early man advantage seized here for Tengri, and that Mac 10 paying off. He hasn't even swapped it out for the M4 there. Here you go. Finally does so. Still picks up another frag. He's in the back line. He's not going to get dealt with just yet. Sandin falls as well. It's a 2-1-5 in the retake. Now Rezex over towards Ivy, looking to try and just fall on back. Wants to make his way out of there and save if he can. Mertz looking downrange with the AWP. Isn't going to have anyone walk out into his crosshairs anytime soon. As Tengri look to play this very passively, try and keep 5 alive if they can. Going to look to try and boost their economy as much as they can heading into the next round. They're going to pick up a 9th as well. 9-10 now. 1 round away from equalizing things out. And it's going to be a very interesting fall from grace if Team 123 let them do that. Of course, the economy for Team 123 is going to be terrible in the next. But they will at least have the AWP and M4, potentially, as long as they don't get taken off them in the last few moments of this round. Doesn't look like they will, though, as Tengri opting to play things safe, like you say. Yeah, 9-10 secured. Tengri, keep, well, I was going to say 5 alive, 4 alive as Fitch actually dies to the bomb, which is a bit awkward, but still.
Yeah, well, the big thing as well, they're building up a lot of money over on that T side, which is going to be vital for them continuing on. We will obviously see a little bit, well, actually quite a bit of investment going into this one. Like, we're going to go down to, I think, only $850. In fact, a couple of them low on money. Sandon has very little as well. They will get max loss bonus in the next round, so it's not too much of a problem. They will be able to buy, but they're going to limit the amount of utility that they're actually able to get. Now, going into this one, obviously, still got Mertz on that AWP. Has had his moments in this game, but still not looking as deadly as he was on Overpass. And on the other side of things, flat rifles, so we're just going to see a quick push towards this B site. Only 1 man there at the moment, and already we can see the smoke going down towards Connector to try and stop anybody going through. And even if they do, well, getting wrecked. Nice shot from Mertz, though. We'll bring it back a little bit, but I think they're just going to fade away and let the T's have this one.
Yeah, that's going to be the equalizer. They do at least manage to keep both these rifles once again. The AWP and the M4 in play, and this time a bonus UMP on Sandon. Keeping up all 3 of these guns as well will allow them to fully buy into the next round. It will however mean that Tengri reach that 10-10 equalizer, and once again they look poised to keep 4 players alive, which going to be doing wonders for the bank accounts of Tengri. Pachang going on the flank. He might be able to catch a couple of these players off guard. Now, Mertz with the AWP has to hit this shot if he goes for the peak. And he does. No question about it. That's going to be Pachang going down. A little bit more damage done on the side of Tengri, but ultimately not really going to matter. It's more important for Team 123 at this point to keep these 3 rifles up, and they do so. The buy into this round is actually going to be very good, and it's allowed them to keep a strong enough economy to buy into the next, regardless of the outcome of this one. You got Rezex and Mertz sitting on 5 grand apiece. Sandin as well with 2.5k. A buy in the next round will definitely be possible, which is going to be handy if you're a fan of the Danish team.
Double AWP setup in play. But look at Ramzik straight out. Paul will be there to trade. Actually drops the bomb as well, and Ramzik's going to get his 2nd of the round already. This fast-paced Counter-Strike is just ripping apart the Danes, and they can't do anything against this at the moment. That's another round that they've lost within a matter of seconds. And looking like they're just going to have to fade away from this one. This is very, very worrying at this point. Tengri already with a 5 and potentially a 6-round streak on the T side, and well, it is looking like a bit of a lackluster performance from both CT sides at the moment. It's just whether or not Team 123 can actually wake up towards the end of this one and stop these quick, aggressive pushes. Last round, they literally just rushed B. Now they just rush A.
Yeah, I mean, that's the intriguing thing, right? Team 123 not really losing out to anything too masterful when you look at like the strat book for Tengri. It just basically says rush, crudely drawn in crayons. And but it's been working out for them. Rezik's able to find one as he tries to desperately cling onto the M4. The kind of saving grace of them in these rounds is being able to save. But even then, Sonic shuts that down. Now, Akor's got the AWP, but Sonic's going to go hunting, as is that lone player in the form of SNK. He's going to be boxed in. Akor able to find one. Oh, he just escapes with his life, but still, that's going to be Tengri taking the lead, 11-10. The weight on either team's shoulders right now, just going to be boring into them. Of course, the winner of this will make it out of the groups. The loser, however, it's pretty much going to be it for them. 11-10. Team 123 find themselves now a round behind, despite coming into this second half with a 5-round advantage. The comeback has been phenomenal from Tengri, and once again, it looks like another fast round. You can see they sent a couple of players down through over towards Pop. You also have someone watching the push over at B. 3 players here right now, including that bomb. And Team 123, it looks like they've stacked the A side. 4 players here. Only Rezex at B. So if Tengri do wisen up to this and decide to make this their center of attention, this B site's going to be one that's difficult to hold on to for Rezex.
is here alone, trying to play that catalyst role. The position he's holding as well is a very risky one. Can easily be countered and, well, left in the open by any means if he's pushed at all. Now, there is a little bit of presence over towards B in the form of Sonic, but other than that, it's mainly the T's just edging their way around, although it's fairly early in the round. They've got just under a minute left, and they could still rotate back if needed, hopefully, or hoping for some aggression from this CT side as they hold passively for now. Rotation already coming out from Mertz. He will be sat ready and waiting to try and help out on this B site if that is where the push comes in. But with 35 seconds coming down on the clock, I'm starting to get a little bit of deja vu coming in for this Tengri side. They have had problems with later round situations in the past, and they're going to leave it down to the 25-second mark to actually make their move onto this B site. Only one player on the other side of the map. It means that, well, they're just going to have to go running and gunning. Rez already gets himself one, gets a second as well, falling back, can just buy time, and he's going to try and deny the plant, does just that. SNK, he's going to go down to him as well. 4 kills. We asked if this guy could do it alone. The fact is he can. Didn't need any help whatsoever. And that is going to be the end of the round as Pachanga runs away.
Yeah, that was insane from Rezex. All he needed to do was buy time, and he did that plus so much more. Finds those 4 frags, denies the plant. And that is just classic Tengri. They take their time, but so much so that they leave themselves literally 20 seconds to push the site and get the bomb down. And it just isn't enough. It ends up being so disjointed and disorganized that when they do come in for their push, one player can just shut them down. They're not focused on getting the entries. They're focused on getting that bomb down because they have seconds to do it. And it just becomes an all-out rush to try and get the bomb down so as you don't run out of time. And that is exactly what happens. And it's been a crux throughout all of their games, I would say. Something that, you know, we've seen happen all too often. Sonic, the meme that lives on, missing what, like 3-4 plant spots on overpass when we watched him the other day, Tom. And now it just looks to be Tengri, reliving the same nightmare again and again. It never gets any better. And have you not noticed that the second they do go for their rush plays, things, that they win those rounds. That's how they have been winning. It's just rushing the A or B site. I'm not saying that's how they should be taking every round, but certainly leaving themselves with 20 seconds left without a pick, without any information, is not the way to go.
Two players will be dedicated over towards this B site now after happened previously. Switching up their dynamic a little bit, but we are now seeing what looks like a bit more aggression. They're not going to leave it to 20 this time to make their move. Quick trade will come in eventually from 4, but bomb will be going down, and now they can play the afterplant positions. They don't need to go much more aggressive than they already are. Sandon on top will be able to find the next kill onto Ramsey, but it's quickly traded out by Sonic. This leaves it back into a 3 versus 3. Orp of Acor doing a lot of damage at the moment, enabling them to get back into this one. And Rezex as well, he's got to clear a lot of angles, but he knows if he pushes, he can catch out Sonic just a little bit too far behind. Trade will come in once again. It's going to be down to just Fitch in a 1 versus 1. The bomb is starting to tick away. He's not even looking at him, and he goes down. Rezex gets away with that one a little bit. I'm not sure what Fitch was looking at. Didn't see him pop his head over the train. And that will be just about the round for the CTs, but I don't think they're going to retrieve an AWP. Luckily for them, they do have the money to buy one back.
Yeah, that's going to be Team123 retaking that lead, and things now heating up a little bit here for both teams. The gravity of the situation somewhat realized as, the scoreline draws ever closer. Once again, it looks like it could be another extremely close game. We saw the first map go to overtime, the second one go 16-14, and this one 11-12 right now. Looking to follow in the footsteps of the other maps, at least, in terms of how close it is. Already Ramsik kickstarting this round in a very good way, down towards Ivy, able to drop out of Cyclone. You can kind of see how that's forced the hand of Tengri a little bit more over towards this A site. Originally looking like they were just going to go for their very, very standard, take things slowly, try to make something happen over towards B, but that early pick already forces Fitch in through Pop. They also rotate around Ramsik over towards A main. Now, it is going to be watched by Mertz, but he unscopes at just the wrong time, and this might lead to their demise here as he turns his attention over towards Ivy. That's going to allow Ramsik to cross at A main. Gain some ground there. They're setting up around this A site brilliantly. We've still got 2 players watching B, though, and I think it might be a case once again of them taking this a little too slowly. Bomb still dropped over towards the T stairs. They're not going to be reacting just yet. 50 seconds left. They've got the man advantage. They have to try and do something sooner rather than later. They've still got 2 players over towards B. Ramzik nearly gets spied out there, but Acor turns his attention over towards the B site at just the wrong time. He's now rotated to back up Rezex. As both these players do the fake out on towards the B site. Now they're rotating swiftly over towards A. However, Team123, they haven't fallen for it. They keep 3 players over the A site. Rezek's going to be rotating off any second now as well. 20 seconds left. Mert's able to get 1. That's bomb dropped out in the open, and this could be it for Tengri here. They don't have the bomb. They have to go back and get it. Acor's going to go down. Mertz can't deny the plant, but he can find that refrag, putting it back into a 3-on-3 now. Working
Sandon
on the flank. He denies the plant. He finds both frags, and oh no, it's all on Fitch. 1 versus 3. 10 seconds left. He won't be able to get the plant. He has to find the frags here, or just trying to make his way off the site and save. He's going to actually go for it. You've got to admire the huge balls on this man, but Sandon finds the triple, and that's going to be it. 13-11. Tengri once again victim to the timer.
Yeah, that time I feel like it was a little bit more cruel, however. Sandon's position just perfectly made to deny that plant and pushes out just at the right time. He was completely ignored up until that point. They walked past him multiple times, didn't check the angle, and well, you can't really blame the planter there. Just doesn't have his teammates defending him in the latter stages of the round. Now, the buys get a little bit sketchy. 3 rounds in a row for the CT side. They've finally awoken, but they are not safe themselves, still having some troubles with their own economy. AWP will still be on Mertz, but Cyclone actually has himself just a UMP in play, and it's going to be the fast A play once again, and Sandon is there with the trade. Oh, both players missing. Fitch will eventually get it, but he should be shut down through the smoke. Will come a core. Can the CZ do any damage? Yes, it can, but it is just a bloodbath at the moment. Sonic managing to pick up 1 more. Rezik still being the star of the show, and Mertz will finish. Team Ace comes in. Every single player getting a kill for the CT side, but that was messy.
Messy, but they still pick up the round, and I mean, already you can see that Tengri's economy going to be bottomed out. They have to go for the force buy. They're not going to try and play for the overtime, and this is risky. They won't have a very strong buy whatsoever. They've got the 1 AK on Ramzik, a scout as well. And I mean, if they lose this, the economy's going to be terrible once more. It's probably just going to be a rush in towards B, trying to get that bomb down. It's such a good site to do exactly that. But already they've gone for a very spread out, disjointed play. Ramzik able to find 1 on Mertz. That's made them turn their attention instead over towards A. Sonic goes out wide with the Deagle, finds a little bit of damage, goes to back up his teammate. Acor's up close and personal as well. Rezek's going to be rotating off B any second now as, I mean, A's just overrun with Tengri players, but they're finding frags still. They're still shutting this down, and quickly it's made into a 2-on-3. Cyclone finding 2 with that UMP. Fitch up close and personal to find a little bit of damage, does force him back still. Dropped out by Sandon. It is all on Pachang. 1 versus 3. Made his way over towards Old Hell. Rezek's in a great position to spot this out. The crossfire set up. They know that bomb's down. Pachang does have an AK and a flash to play around with, but he's not using the utility just yet. Gets the first on a Sandon. Still has to contend with Rezek's. Flash goes out. Molotov, sorry. Now Rezek's has given away his position for the time being. Flash on Rezek's. Going to try and hit the mark, and that Molotov just going to miss. Hopefully it doesn't spread. Oh, Pachang! You jammy individual. Cyclone, why would you go for that peak? Now it's all on Rezex. He has to land this shot, and there's a lot of pressure left on the lone Dane. And both of them just crab walk in the corner. Rezex going to be coming up trumps in that engagement, and there we go, 11-15. Team123, they arrive at match point. They deny the bomb plant. They deny the round. And Tengri's economy going to be looking very weak once again, but they will have a stronger buy than they had in the previous round at least.
Yeah, I think the big problems at the moment are definitely coming in with those plants. Always seem to be losing players in that scenario, and, well, Rezex is just clutch meister at the moment. AUG in play for a core. Not something we see too often. Back to the Call of Duty memes once again. But either way, we are going to have to push over towards this B site. They've tried rushing A multiple times now. So, back to B it is, and Mertz is actually going to miss the shot. He's going to go for a repeat. Hits 1, Fitch down very, very low, but now will fall back. But look at the bomb. Not dedicated as of yet. The rest of the team are pushing in that direction, but the bomb, not so certain.
Yeah, once again, I mean, Tengri looks like they're going to go all out on towards this B site. Fitch is already tagged down extremely low, and he's going to be the first man in. 3 players right here for Team123, and here comes the push. Flash goes out. Rezex, I think on top of the train, falls on down, does spot out Sonic. The bomb's going to get planted up close and personal. It's going to be Mertz, and Rezex nearly denies that plant. Cyclone able to find 1. Mertz does full, putting it back into a 4-on-4. Cyclone rotating on 3 up again. Another. The bomb only just going down, so there's plenty of time for the retake. And look at Sad, and he's already up close and personal. Sonic's going to fall. It's all on SNK to clutch this out. 1v4, and that is an insane amount of pressure, Tom. It looks like Team123 have just been able to edge this one out, but SNK, he says no. Finds 2. Going to be dealt with there at the end by Rezex. That's going to be Team123. They pick it up 16-11. A very nice comeback early on by Tengri, but ultimately Team123, they round it out. And they take it 2-1.
Yeah, that is going to be it. Done and dusted. Oh, it would help if I actually had the right matchup. Obviously, after my restart, I've still got the old one. So let's... I've just put completely the wrong match on the screen. Don't worry. There we go. Oh, God. Wrong match, but still the result was correct. It's going to be 2-1 to Team123. Obviously, that isn't it for tonight. We do have a little bit more to come in just a moment. We will be switching over to that Fnatic game, or Fnatic Academy game, which will, of course, be up against Heroic, and they've got their new boy in play, so I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, I'm just going to try and make sure everything else is sorted before we go into the next one. Yeah. And we have everything done and dusted. So thank you guys. We'll be back in just a moment, and we are off to a break.